It's safe to say that the Cincinnati Bengals want to win. At least win this offseason. They want to keep winning. Okay? They already came into the offseason with the most cap room of any playoff team. And that money was burning a hole in their pocket as we kick off the quote-unquote legal tampering period. So Alex Kappa, former Bucks guard, 4-year, $40 million deal reportedly to the Cincinnati Bengals. Also, a guy you're quite familiar with, not that you're not familiar with Kappa, but I always say this because he used to play in your backyard, Ted Karras, the center, the interior lineman. So the Bucks upgrade their interior offensive line on the first day of free agency. Ain't even got to the draft yet. I'm gonna be the nice guy here, because the other day we had David Gardner on. You showed your true colors as it relates to not the Ohio State, but the other football team in Ohio, not the Browns, but the Bengals, and you basically got excited when our guest was talking about how oh no, it's Connor Rogers, not David Gardner, it's Connor Rogers. When our guest was saying that it might be a flash in the pan. You got excited. So I'm going to offer you an opportunity to jump back on this Bengals bandwagon after watching them build this offensive line.
I just wanted to hear what he had to say about it. I had no opinion. It was his opinion. I just wanted to give him space to voice his opinion. I thought it was very interesting.
Soon as he said but, when he said but, you were like, ooh, tell me more. Take your time.
Oh, it was great. It was great. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Because, it sounded like he's still not really convinced. He said flash in the pan.
More or less.
Look.
One-hit wonder.
They're not a one-hit wonder. This is what they are. They're not a one-hit wonder. They're not a flash in the pan. But they're not favorites to win the conference, right? Is that fair to say? They're not favorites to win it again. They're not jokers. They're one of the what would I say? One of the 5 or 6 teams, and there are 7 playoff teams in the AFC. 7 playoff teams in the conference. They're one of the 5 or 6 teams in the conference that legitimately can say, "Oh yeah, we have a real chance to get to the Super Bowl." Other teams say we got a chance to do it. The Bengals say we did it. Bengals and the Chiefs, we've done it recently. I don't know about the rest of y'all. So look, I think it's good because that was one of the questions about Cincinnati. They got a bunch of money. How are they choosing to spend their money?
There was only one way. There was only one way. Yeah. Everybody knew what priority 1, 2, and 3 was for this team this offseason. And that was stopping Joe Burrow from getting sacked 70 times and hit countless other times. Like, we knew where they were going,
Well, okay, but I'll give them credit on this. Yeah, we knew they needed offensive linemen, but you know what you could do? You got the 31st pick in the draft. You can say, yeah, our first 3 picks will be on the O-line, or 3 of our first 5 picks will be offensive linemen. You could do it that way, and that's more the uncertain way. What they've done here, Alex Kappa and Ted Karras, I mean, that's true commitment to Burrow. That's one of the things he wants to see. You already given him receivers. You got him a great running back in Joe Mixon. You got him a good tight end who you may lose. I don't know. But you got him good weapons. But now you're telling him, we want to protect you as well. I'll give him credit.
So it sounds like
nice
you're giving him credit. You're giving him credit
yes,
for spending money.
Yes.
For not being cheap. And it comes full circle. This is what you were talking about last draft. This is what Carson Palmer was talking about to us at the Super Bowl, was the Bengals proving that they were not satisfied with just making it to the Super Bowl, that they were going to invest in this quarterback and in keeping this quarterback in a position to succeed. So hats off to Cincinnati. I don't think the way to do it was just wait for the draft. You don't know if the 31st best player is on the offensive line. Traditionally, they don't trade or move around, so they'll probably just sit there and pick where they pick. But it also just shows that, it's a new day in Cincinnati in terms of the credibility that this organization now has. And we've talked about this before. Joe Burrow is something of a Pied Piper. People believe they can compete in Cincinnati, which is not something that you would consistently have said over the years. and compete for championships. Not just compete to make the playoffs, but compete for championships. The other team that is the not effing around crew today is the Jacksonville Jaguars, Michael. Did you see what they did so far?
Yeah.
So Brandon Scherf from Washington on the offensive line. They also signed two top-notch defenders in free agency. Foyade Oluwakan from the Falcons, real fast coverage linebacker type. I'm sure you're familiar with him, right? I know you probably had a scouting report on him already, knowing you. And
no.
The other, oh, okay, okay. You know why I said that. Yeah. And the other one is Folorunsho Fadakasi of the New York Jets, formerly of the New York Jets. So both of those guys, big D tackle to play on the front line, shore up that front seven in Jacksonville. Both those guys, plus Christian Kirk, expected to be added as a free agent. So Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Jaguars all of a sudden a destination, which is a far cry from an organization that under their former coach, remember Urban Meyer, talk about stuff that didn't last long, under their former coach, did not look like the type of organization that free agents would flock to. I know the money spends everywhere. I know it's all U.S. dollars. I know Florida does not have a state tax, but it's something to be said for the appeal of both Doug Peterson as head coach, but more important, Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback, that you see these guys going to play with the Jacksonville Jaguars on both sides of the ball. And they ain't even got to the draft yet, which probably bodes well for Aiden Hutchinson as the number 1 overall pick. So Jaguars, big winners, as much as you can win anything on the first day of free agency.
You gotta win something. You gotta win in free agency. When you don't win that much on the field, you gotta get something. Win the press conference, win in free agency, win some headlines, other stuff.
Win the talk shows, yeah.
Hey, and I don't know how this is gonna turn out, because we don't know. But remember, we saw Doug Peterson. We were out in Tahoe, getting burned out in Tahoe. Won't do that again. Sunscreen and a hat, couple different hats, and maybe some long sleeve shirts or something, or some long pants. Anyway, we were out in Tahoe talking with Doug Peterson, and he was saying how, he was looking to get back into the game. And remember, we ran into him a couple times out there, and I think he's the right kind of personality for this situation. I don't know if he's the right guy for the team, but for this situation. And I say it that way because he's just low key. He's just a chill dude. He's not over the top. He's not a guy who's going to make some bold announcement
Joe. He's opposite Joe from what they just had. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like he's saying, we're going to come out here and we're going to win 12 games that first year.
We're going to run for 200 and pass for 200 every game.
And that's exactly what they need, because he's playing it perfectly. I actually think, is this crazy? I actually think they could be good. I think Jacksonville could be good.
No, they were better than their record last year. Ask the Bills. Ask the Colts, whose season they ruined in the last game. They were better than their record last year. I know you are what your record says you are, and everybody says that. Right. But no, if you watch Jacksonville, we just finished talking about Cincinnati. That first half, nobody gets credit for halves, but that first half against Cincinnati on Thursday night, they looked like world beaters. So they were better than their record last year. They're adding proven free agent talent. They still got a bunch of picks to work with, starting at number 1. No, this could be a very quick turnaround. The other free agent I want to touch on with you before
Nice 9 and 8, 10 and 7 kind of team.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah. This how you do it in Madden. This how you do it. You got the number 1 pick, but you sign these high profile free agents at specific positions. Probably the most notable move at obviously the marquee position in this sport was Pittsburgh. Mitchell Trubisky, 2-year deal in a I'm so sorry. I was about to say. I was about to use a nice pun. I was about to say, in a city known for its bridges, he could be a really good bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
To a long-term developmental type guy, or who knows, maybe a reclamation project. But no, why are you not feeling Mitchell Trubisky?
I'm trying to. Now, it's been a while since I've been in Pittsburgh, so my Pittsburghers, correct me on my geography if I got it wrong, but I think it was the Smithfield Bridge that is really interesting, but it needed some work. It shut down for a while. It needed some work to get across. I think that was it, the Smithfield Bridge. And so some bridges look good, but in actuality are not really serviceable. And I just don't see how the Mitch Trubisky Bridge serves the Pittsburgh Steelers, because you know what he is, Mike? He is very similar to what they already have. Is there a big difference to you between Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph? Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, there is. Yes, sir, there is.
No.
You know what I think has happened to Mitchell Trubisky?
Give me Mason.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Give me Mason.
You rather have Mason Rudolph over Mitchell Trubisky?
Yes. As a matter of fact,
and
it's good. This
good luck
be
to
great for
Mason. Maybe he
Mason
beats him
Rudolph.
out. I don't know.
I was gonna say this could be good for him because they bring in this competition, and it's gonna give him a little spark. Everybody understood Mason Rudolph was just he was a bridge when Ben Roethlisberger was hurt. So this is a necessary. Oh yeah, we got to deal with Mason for a little bit, but it's Ben Roethlisberger's job. But nobody expected him to beat out Roethlisberger. But now it's almost as if Trubisky is being handed his job. Nah, man. No.
This is,
what?
To me, this is I could not disagree with you more. As we see a lot. Look at this free agent tampering period. Like, people signing today. Who we fooling? They tampered a long time ago. These deals been in place before today. No, but check it out. Mitchell Trubisky. I think this signing is incredible, and this is so Steelers-esque. This is quintessential Pittsburgh Steelers. All the talk about them giving up a bunch of draft picks for first Aaron Rodgers, then Deshaun Watson, or drafting in the first round a quarterback. Not necessarily. Steelers went and looked at a guy who is better than his body of work is recognized for in Chicago, if that makes sense. I think Mitchell Trubisky is a victim of, he didn't draft himself. He didn't trade up to draft himself, okay? So in coming out in the same draft with the aforementioned Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes, he's on the latest in a long list of quarterbacks, the most recent in a long list of quarterbacks that the Bears have either misevaluated or mismanaged. Okay. So he's got Bears failure that stink all over him. When he had some flashes in Chicago, he had some flashes of promise in Chicago. Not consistent, but there were moments where he looked like he was turning the corner. You put him in Pittsburgh.
Sounds like Mason Rudolph. Sounds just like Mason Rudolph. Keep going.
Mason Rudolph has never shown me anything close to what Mitchell Trubisky has. Granted, Mitchell Trubisky had more of an opportunity, but Mason Rudolph has never played to the level that I've seen Mitchell Trubisky play. Not in my recollection.
Really?
He goes to Pittsburgh with that defense, that running game,
great defense.
with improvements presumably on the offensive line, okay? That receiver core, they got some areas that they need to shore up, but and that infrastructure, I love this for Mitchell Trubisky. I love it for the Steelers because there's nothing but upside here. I love it for Mitchell Trubisky. And if they draft somebody, they ain't got to reach for somebody. This is why Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh. Signings like this. It's a great signing. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a great signing.
It's a great signing. If he winds up he's a good backup quarterback. If he winds up being the backup to Mason Rudolph, then it's a great signing.
What is it with you and Mason Rudolph?
I'm saying, okay. Look,
what is your love affair with Mason Rudolph?
It's not even a love affair. I can't get this image. And there was I can't remember the name of the restaurant. Great illustration, and I can't shake it. Maybe this is what I'm a victim of. Remember early days pandemic, people said, hey, please keep the distance. Keep your distance from your fellow diners. And if you don't know what that means, just imagine a Mitchell Trubisky pass to his wide receiver. They put that out there, man. It was messed up. So he is inaccurate, and that ain't got nothing to do with being overdrafted, has nothing to do with expectations. The ball doesn't always go where he intends it to go. Is that going to change in Pittsburgh? A nice warm weather city like Pittsburgh, they never have any bad weather games. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Come on.
I mean, he played Chicago and Buffalo, so I don't think the weather scares him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not the weather.
If I told you
my point is.
What if I told you Mitchell Trubisky was a Pro Bowler? What if I told you Mitchell Trubisky was a Pro Bowler?
Wait, is that year two? Is that year two? Is that year two?
Yeah. What if I told you that? Yeah, year two. How would you feel?
And you know what
that?
I'd say? Mason Rudolph is about to be one.
Mason Rudolph. You know, it's times like these I really want to fire up franchise mode with you again. Because I wish you would go at it with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback. Let's see how that works out for you.
But build a good team around him, he'll be fine. Good team around him, he can make the playoffs. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.